Well, next, the political row over calls to back a ceasefire in Gaza is deepening tonight, with 4 North West Labour MPs resigning from the front bench.
Yasmin Qureshi, Afzal Khan and Paula Baker have all quit as shadow ministers, as Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer faced a rebellion in the Commons over his refusal to back a ceasefire.
Dan Carden, the MP for Liverpool Walton, also voted to back the ceasefire. Let's cross live to Westminster and to our political correspondent Andrew Misra. Andrew, a real North West rebellion for the Labour leader to deal with.
Very much so, Zoe. Members of Labour's front bench knew that if they went against their party's policy by backing this ceasefire vote last night, then they would lose their position. So some of them decided to quit before the vote, essentially jumping before they were pushed. And the first 3 shadow ministers to do that were all from the North West, led by Yasmin Qureshi, the MP for Bolton South East, then followed by Afzal Khan, who represents Manchester Gorton, and then Paula Baker, whose constituency is Liverpool Wavertree. All 3 of them going within 30 minutes of each other. And then, as you say, Dan Carden, the MP for Liverpool Walton, lost his role as a parliamentary private secretary by also voting against his party. All 4 of those MPs from our region seemingly under a lot of pressure from local voters to call for a ceasefire.
Israel has already crossed every red line imaginable and broken international humanitarian laws. History has shown us that military actions alone do not resolve conflicts, and Israel's use of force will not resolve this one. We need a full and immediate ceasefire now. My constituents have demanded this, and I will not refuse them.
Well, Sir Keir Starmer's position is to call for a humanitarian pause rather than a full ceasefire, but 56 of his MPs voted against that last night, including 8 of his shadow ministers, which I think shows the level of division that there is at the moment within the ranks of the party.
I want us to move forward as united as we can as a party. But you wouldn't expect me to stand here today and say my concern is the Labour Party management rather than the hostages and the innocent civilians and children that are dying in Gaza. My focus and attention is there.
Well, the Labour leader is adamant that a full ceasefire would only serve to freeze the conflict and embolden Hamas, and is committed to his position on this issue. The feeling within the Labour Party is that this doesn't at the moment pose an existential threat to the leadership of Labour, but make no mistake, this is a really emotional issue at the moment within the party, and it has been a very intense week for members here in Westminster.
All right, Andrew in Westminster, thank you.